So let's begin. I already have a sketch in my mind of how it should look, so I'll just yeah, do some stuff. It is important to align the walls both in height and other ways. What I mean to make smoothly transition into each other, so it looks like one long wall instead of a lot of small doodads. This is where I use the page up and page down and control page up and page down if they are have a too large terrain change. As you can see, one doesn't really help, so there's nothing to do about it. When it comes to towers, usually like making a custom tower by making a slightly taller walls and slightly thinner, and then making them in form a circle or like polygon. What's it called? Right now it's a pentagon, I guess. You could do this more precise by just using these rotation and then plussing it with you know, whatever you know from geometry. There's 5. What's 5 divided by 360 divided by 5? And that should be the 70 something. Actually, I'll just try doing it like that. The first one 360. Apparently 360 divided by 5 is 72. Well, look at that. A perfect pentagon. Wow. So your towers usually want some kind of floor. Here I just used the barrels. It's one way to do it. Probably not the prettiest. Another way is to use, well, anything really that's brownish. Basically just place it like this. Oops. Make sure it doesn't clip, or whatever it's called. It's always best to make one, then copy it, then making several from scratch. Issue might be that they don't blend too well. Perfect. Almost sticks out of the wall, as you can see. That is a tower. Problem is that area, whenever we move it, whenever you move do that, it's elevation gets reset, so you have to control it up again, basically. Control page up it again. But whoops. As you can see, it's easy to undo. Redo. Just shift select the boards, the floors, put it where it belongs. This one sticks up a bit too much. No, can't do anything about it. Another way to rotate actually is to click with your mouse, and it will be the doodad will be, you know, perpendicular to your mouse. That terrain was looking a bit square. It's too close to the other. It's too close to what's it called? Old Town. go. This time you can definitely see this one is too high. You cannot, so I definitely too high. So let's move it a bit down. Yep. Whoops. Seems alright. Yeah. Obviously, no player will ever get this close to the tower, so there's some room for what do you call it? Inaccuracies, not completely aligned towers, walls, doodads. When it comes to chokes and you know, with the area between towers, I prefer quite a bit for people not to get too for people not to lose their heroes accidentally, for units being able to pass through a castle or passage easily. This castle might end up being quite large. Hope you don't mind my kind of loud mechanical keyboard. Should be alright. Probably move this one a bit. Usually it's best to wait with elevating these until you know where they're supposed to be. Otherwise you might have to redo it a lot. Seems like I should maybe make these a bit smaller. Back to the game camera, because this is the important camera, since this is how players will look at it. Now it looks quite similar to this one, but bigger. Maybe these are a bit too dark. Maybe this one's too big. Yeah, it's a bit too big. It's better. Gotta have a pathing size that should match. Yeah, that should be fine. So where should I put this? The walls look quite alright now. Now we just need some decorations in the sides. Maybe a stable, maybe a blacksmith. Stable right here. A model that I imported from Hive Workshop. Gotta make sure it's a bit too big, I guess. Gotta make sure this part doesn't show. Since it doesn't look too pretty, should be fine. Maybe put some hay in here. I know there's some hay up here. Maybe I should put some flowers, isn't it, on this? Close to it. Maybe a few different flowers. See, there's how many models? There's like what, 3 models here. Maybe a bit more green, since this is a bit of a flowery place. What's it called? Green place. It is also possible to make this building go in another direction, but I can't, do like normal with a doodad. What I've done, as you can see on other models, like, let me see if I can find an example, like this one, is that you make it temporarily a unit under the you make it temporarily a unit under the field that says is a building, that's right here. Put it to false, it becomes a unit, and you can rotate it now because it's a unit, and then you put it back as a building. But if you try to move it again, it just goes back to its natural position. So don't touch it after that. However, this one looks fine in the default rotation. Should probably have some more decoration. Maybe some spears, maybe some armory. Yeah, let's take that. Oops. As you can see, there's a fire inside. Put it down here. Spears up here. Kind of hard to find the So that's pretty much it. Perhaps I should make this. I think I'll make this. I think I will make this curve a bit. So I can. Yep. Whoops. Gotta watch out with the controls. Actually wonder, what is it? Yeah. Oh. Yeah. So this is how it ended up looking, I guess. Now we just need to put some pathing blockers, since the walls, since the doodads are not, they're not. I mean, they have no hitbox. They have nothing stopping from units walking through. So let's just put as many as possible. Also gotta make sure this building cannot get hit from behind. Should probably just block this off. Else units and heroes will accidentally walk this path sometimes, which is annoying for the players. Can press my view, see the pathing. Blue stuff is the where you can't build. Another philosophy I like, or principle I guess, is that you shouldn't be able to block things off with towers, because where there's a lot of towers, you pretty much have a fortress that is unkillable and annoying for players to engage. And makes it harder to balance pretty much. Making a fortress should be possible, I guess, but if you start making this possible in too many ways, they can just fortress up a choke point, like say this one, and then people can save, protect most of their bases. Let me find a good example. Or say if people made a ton of towers right here, made a ton of towers right here, then they will protect most of if purple was able to tower as much as he liked right here, then he could protect all his bases by just building towers in one spot. and will be very much a kill zone for units. And since I do not have any cannibals, then towers would be OP in that regard. The reason I don't have cannibals is that cannibals can ninja bases from behind. So this is pretty much it for this tower, for this build base. And I hope you enjoyed watching it and maybe learned something.